Bloodhaven boys.
Yo, today we're going over a match of me versus my boys Carlos. He's playing Blackbeard today, and the Blackbeard matchup is very interesting when you play Red Purple Luffy. So I want to die roll. I'm going first, which is perfect when you're in this matchup because you do want to play Jorozuru on 2 because it's a little tougher if you go second and they black hole you. You might not get to ramp. So first, for my 1-down turn, I played a 1-drop Nami Searcher, search for a Straw Hat card, and there we go. I found Jorozuru, so we know what we're doing for turn 2. Pass back to him. He draws on, and also this matchup, the matchup is ramp and starve them. That's all you can do, but it's possible that you win. So he goes for 1-down. He plays the Searcher, search top 3, and trashes the rest. He searched for a 10-drop Teach, and he trashes a Burgess and a blocker. Perfect. We're here like the worst case scenario is if he plays Stage. I'm pretty sure if he had Stage, you would have started with that. So he just plays Tempest Kicks, draw 1, and he passes back to us. My turn. I'm on my 3-dawn turn. We already know draw for turn. Just plays Jorozuru, pass. We're trying to eliminate options. We don't want to give him cards so he can maneuver different. What if we attack? We give him a card that turns out to be the Stage. Then the Stage starts spiraling and Searchers. But we have him where we want him, whereas like he just plays Tempest Kick, which is a great move. Removing Jorozuru before I get the ramp is pretty good. So he passes turn, and he didn't black hole us, which is perfect here because now I played a 1-cost Avenge Searcher ramp. Find 7 cost kid. 7-cost kid is perfect here for my next turn because I'll be on 7. I played a Bon Clay. I ramp 1. I mean, I'll actually be on 8, but like you'll have extra dawns in case you have events. Pass back to him. He's on his 6-dawn turn, and he also trashed last turn. He trashed the Stage and a 10-drop Teach, which is perfect because like that's one less Teach you have to deal with because this matchup requires you to go through all 4 their Teach, and then that's one less Teach that is in trash that he might not be able to get back. Now his turn. He black holes me twice, puts 2 cards in, and then he plays Tempest Kick. Tempest Kick I did not know counts as the 10th card, so I was telling him like we had a little, I was trying to figure out what was happening. Then he does it again, and I was like, I thought he was at 9 card, but Tempest Kick counts as the 10th. So essentially we fixed that, and you know, I told him you could take the card back, you don't have to black hole me 3 times. So essentially he plays the Tempest Kick to get down to 10 card, and then he minus Bon Clay by cost of 3. So Bon Clay sitting at a cost of 1 right now. He plays Don Q, rests it, and KOs a character with cost 1 or less. KOs the Bon Clay, swings for 8, and we take the damage. We got a Yasop off of life, which is fine. Love counters in these matchups. Draw of a turn, draws a 2K Sanji. This is real good. Now we have counters, we have event, we have big body. We already had 10 dawns. Well, we're at 9 dawn, but we're ahead of him. We can play 2 boss monsters before he plays the first Teach. So I played 7-cost kid. I accidentally minus a dawn to put my leader at 7k, which was kind of wrong because he black holed me 2 times last turn, so I shouldn't be able. So my leader is at 7k. I minus a dawn, but he'll swing later on in the turn. You'll see I'll take the damage, so it really doesn't matter. Essentially all I did was minus myself by a dawn. His turn comes around. He's on his 8-dawn turn. I know if he has removal, it has to be the 4-cost Laboon and 4-cost Liberation, which means he can't swing at my leader because my leader's supposed to be at 6, but still that'd be too much for him to he plays Laboon. He plays Dark Q, and then he just KOs the Nami. Perfect strategy. If Dark Q's rested, some people will be tempted to swing at Dark Q. When it dies, he gets a card. But when you're playing Red Purple Luffy, you're already at 10 dawn. You don't have to swing at none of these small characters anymore. Just let them live. He swings for 7. You can see I took it, so me minusing a dawn didn't really change anything. Because he swung 7 into my supposedly 7. I was going to take the damage anyway. So my turn on my 10 dawn turn, perfect. When you have Kid before their 10 drop Teach, and you drop Goldie Rogers, it's so difficult for them to swing at your leader and put you at 0. So I played a Goldie Rogers for 10, and I swing with Kid. which will minus me a Dawn, and I'll get it back active with my leader. So now my event is online, and I can't just die out to some cringe aggro strat. I'm just getting a dice to mark my leader at 7k. So you use my leader ability, get my Dawn back active, swing for 7k. He takes that, and then swing with Goldie Roger for 13, and he takes that. So now we got him up to 2 life. There's only a few plays he can do this turn, which is one of them is probably Goldie Rogers. Is to play the Roger. I said Goldie Roger. To play the 10-drop teach, stop our Goldie Rogers from swinging, and buy himself essentially another turn, kind of. So that's like worst case. That's like his best play in my eyes, because I don't see him removing both of these characters at once. And even if you remove those characters and not have like blockers or anything, I'll just play another big body. So I'm so far ahead of him, so it's like it's a little hard for him to come back from this. He plays the 10-drop teach, he stops my Goldie Rogers, and he plays the black hole, and he stops my leader, stop my on play effects. My turn, I draw a 9-cost Luffy. I don't get the on play effect, but I decided here I'm gonna play the 9-beard, because 9-beard threatens cheap blockers. So next turn, I put him in a position where he can't play cheap blockers to keep himself from hitting 0 life, or keeping me from hitting 0 life. So I swing with Kid again, minus a Dawn, put my leader at 7k. And he takes the damage. I use, he hits the Searcher event, search top 3. And he chooses the 1-cost Searcher character guide. I use my leader ability, ramp another Dawn active, swing 7 to leader, and he blocks. And I was about to swing with 9-beard, but then I remember I played it that turn, and I was like, oh, my bad. Pass back turn to him. I have 2 active Dawns, threatening 2 1-cost events. My leader's at 7k, so no cheap attacks coming in. I'm at 1 life. I'm feeling good. Because it's Laboon can't attack. Like if he use Dawns on the Laboon to swing at my leader, I'm happy for that too. Everything's been going solid so far. Like even if he removes one of my characters here, I'm thinking like I'll just play another one. So he plays stronger for 1 Dawn. He rests stronger effect, rest, trash a card from life, and then KO stronger and minus 1 your opponent character by 2. And when stronger is KO, it draws a card. So essentially you just filter a card out your hand. He minus the Goldie Roger by 2, so Goldie's at cost of 10, so now it's at cost of 8. He uses Laboon to minus Goldie Roger by 4 more, so now my Goldie Roger is minus 6, so he's sitting at a cost of 4. Here I'm thinking Liberation. It's either he plays Liberation, get rid of the Goldie Rogers and just block her up so he never hits 0, or or play something strong, something that says I have counter to defend myself. He plays this 5-cost character guy. I forgot his name, but rest him and you can minus a character by a cost of 3. So now my Goldie Roger is sitting at a cost of 1. All he has to do is minus Dawn Q and just KO it, but he didn't. He chose to use Liberation that cost him 4 Dawns, and we had to talk about that after the tournament. I was like, you know, you didn't have to use that. You could have just KO it. But he's like, he forgot. He passes here. Only blocker is Teach 10-drop, and I'm like, he doesn't black hole me, so I'm like, the game plan was gonna play the 9-drop Luffy, but I drew another 10-drop Goldie Rogers. So I'm doing the math. I was about to play it, and then I was like, wait, let me do the math. And I'm like, okay, he can't kill me on the crackback. So I'm like, that's fine. I have enough counter to stop his character swing, leader swing, and his 10T swing. So I play the Goldie, and I swing with 7 Kid, minus a Dom, put my leader at 7k. He gives me 2k counter, which is fine here. I'm like, okay, leader ability, re-ramp, and I'm swing 7. Give me the last 2 cards in your hand, or block now. And he was about to take it, then he remembered Goldie effect, so he's like, oh shoot. So he has to block here. He blocks the 7k. I swing for 10. He takes the final life and 13k, and there goes the game. Yeah, so the matchup against Blackbeard is not impossible. You just have to ramp, make sure the 7-cost Kid live, and then try to get out Goldie Rogers, or even if you don't, at least just keep counters. GG Los, and we gonna run it back again.